Hello, my name is Dawn, and welcome to today's Yin Yoga for the feet. Our feet, they undergo a lot, so showing it some love, or them some love every once in a while is a good idea. For today's practice, I would recommend you have a bolster or some pillows, a rolled up towel or blanket, and one block, or maybe a big book or a couple of books. So we'll be working with our feet for a little bit at the start, so actually like hands on our feet. And then from there, we'll do some yin poses. Our yin poses today are varied between 3 and 5 minutes. So if you're ready, let's get started. Go ahead and get into a comfortable seat. Feel those sit bones really sinking into your mat. A nice long extended spine. We'll take our shoulders up to our ears and just let them fall back. Hands can be palms down on your thighs to help ground into our mat and arrive. Maybe closing your eyes or softening your gaze. And we'll take a few deep breaths here. So a nice long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. Just watch your breath for a moment here. Gifting yourself this time on the mat. There's nowhere else to go and nothing else to do but love your feet. When you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open. And we'll begin by extending our feet in staff pose. And from here, we're going to bend the right knee and just allow the right ankle to come just above the left knee. And from here, just allowing that foot to rotate several times in one direction, maybe trying to make a very complete circle, then taking it in the other direction. It's normal to hear those little clicks and cracks. Again, trying to make a nice, smooth, complete circle. From here, taking your left fingers, we're going to interlace our fingers between every toe. And just kind of massage that. So squeezing, letting go, maybe adding some motion. And as you do that, we're going to start by pointing and flexing the other toes. And then scrunching those toes and then bringing them back towards you. So kind of two things going on at once here, and you can pause one so you can give complete presence to one if you'd like. Give some motion to that right foot, maybe in both directions, a couple squeezes, hold it tightly, or let your fingers be soft as you then scrunch your left toes and then flex them back towards you. Maybe 3 times, and we'll switch back. And then you can bring motion into that right foot again. And then scrunch, flex, scrunch, and flex. Maybe one more point and flex the foot while we're here. And then when you feel ready, right, if it feels good, keep going. You can always pause the video. We can also just give a little massage to the arch of the foot. And when you're ready, we'll extend that leg out, bending the left leg, bringing the left ankle just above on the thigh of the right leg. starting by rotating in circles. So mine always starts off like not a circle, more of a square, and then I can start to build that motion a little bit and take it the other direction. So we're just trying to get a nice smooth circle. You can move at your own speed. From here, we're going to put a finger between each toe. Give it a little squeeze there, adding some gentle motion, going in both directions. Again, if you want to pause, you can keep going. If you can build the circle, you keep going as you point the right toes and then flex them back. My brain likes to do one thing at a time. So I'm just squeezing onto my left toes as I point and flex my right foot. I'm going to scrunch those toes and then let them come back towards me. Scrunch and flex. Scrunch, flex. Actually, that would be extend, wouldn't it? It's flex, extend. Then coming back and pouring some love into this left foot. Allowing some motion as you have your fingers interlaced between the toes. Switching back. Flex, extend. Flex, extend. Flex, extend. Coming back to your left foot if you stopped. Squeezing. You can pulse the squeeze, see what feels good. Rotating in both directions. And then one last time. Scrunching and extend. Scrunch, extend, scrunch, extend. We're going to point and flex that foot one more time. And then coming back to this left foot again. Just bringing whatever motion feels good there. If you want to add in the massage with your thumbs to the arch, you can do that as well. If you have any kind of ball, like a tennis ball, or if you can go smaller than that, that'd be good too. It's really good at massaging your feet. Okay, from there, we're just going to come with our feet in front of us. So looking down at your toes, we're going to begin by pushing our big toes down as we lift the other toes up. Putting all the toes down, pushing all the toes down except the big toe, bring the big toe up. So just maybe connecting that to breath. Moving at your own pace. Notice what you notice. We'll do this for 2 more rounds. Beautiful. And now we're going to come into our first yin pose. So for this first yin pose, you're going to want that rolled towel or rolled blanket. So long ways. I'm just going to set that in front of me. And I'm also going to bring the block. You may want the block, you may not. From here, I'm just bringing my ankle on top of the rolled blanket. So my ankles are on touching the blanket, not each other. And then I'm going to get a nice tall spine. And from there, pivoting from my hip crease, coming forward, this is where I might want a block. So remember with yin, I'm looking to find my edge. So once I start feeling sensation, I want to have something that I can relax with. So if it's too much pressure to have my head down, then I can experiment with what level of block allows me to feel that stretching sensation, but it's not so painful that I can't relax. I want to be able to soften. We'll be holding this yin pose for 3 minutes. So begin to connect with your breath, maybe using Ujjayi breath, the ocean breath, where you constrict your throat. Allowing every exhale to welcome softening and tenderness in these areas that are tight. You can use your inhale to breathe into the sensation, and the exhale to soften that sensation. Just breathe. Continuing to stay in this pose. If you would like to, you can come up for a moment, switch the left and the right leg so that the left leg is now forward, and then come right back in and relax. Now you might find that you need to adjust with the new side, and that's okay. Let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. Another deep breath in. And release it. And when you're ready, we'll push back up. We'll set the block and the rolled blanket aside. Just crossing your legs and coming into a tabletop position. And just taking some organic motion here, just to move those hips around. Maybe 3 times in one direction. And 3 in the other. Moving in whatever way feels good. Wow, I got a lot of cracks that time. And coming back in tabletop, we're going to tuck our toes under for our toe pose here. So you can sit back onto your toes, maybe moving that little pinky toe away. If this is too much, you could always have your hands down to take some of the pressure off. But if you can, sit upright. And we are going to hold this pose for 3 minutes. So if it becomes unbearable, uncomfortable, just untuck your toes. It's okay. You can play with putting the bolster under your knees as well. Just changes the dynamic. Well, let's go ahead and settle in. Notice where your feet and your knees are touching the floor. Feel the heat of your hands on your thighs. Let's get a nice tall spine here. Relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Allowing this pose, accepting what you feel, honoring when your body's asking you to stop. With this pose, I like to very, very gently go side to side just to move the weight into all of the toes. Staying connected to your breath. Continuing to breathe. If your body is tense, it just means that you have gone too long or too deep. And let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And release it. Coming onto our hands again, we're going to untuck our toes, maybe just gently tapping your toes on the mat. But then coming down, sitting on your toes and coming in the opposite direction. So allowing your body to rock back. Taking your feet in the opposite direction, feeling this in your ankles. This won't be a yin pose, but just a rebound from the toe squat. And from here, we're just going to take a little step forward on our knees. And you may want the bolster for this, so we're going to be coming into half saddle. So I would just have it at your side in case you do want it. We're going to take this left foot and just bring it to the side and bringing this right foot forward. And looking back and seeing if you have enough room at the back of your mat, which I need to scoot forward just a little bit. So coming in this half saddle, you can stay here if this is enough. Always watching for pain in the knee here. So as we come down onto our elbows would be the next step. If you feel like this might be too much, it might be good to bring the bolster in. So there's a variety of ways you could do your bolster. So you could just take the bolster behind you and lean back this way. But if you'd like to, you can come onto your back. So just easing onto your elbows and then widening your elbows and bringing your back down. And if all of these poses are too much, You could just come onto your belly and bring this foot towards you would be the other option. So you can stay here, or you could bring that right ankle on top of your knee, and then bringing your arms in cactus or maybe holding on to opposite elbows. We are going to do 3 minutes here, so not going too deep. If you're still not feeling anything, another option would be to return your right foot to the floor, lift your bottom, and just going to scoot your bottom towards your knee, and then come back to dropping that knee, just for a little bit more sensation. So 3 minutes here, finding the version of the pose that works best for your body. Remember, our goal is not in what it looks like, but how do I feel that sensation? I want to feel the stretch of that quad muscle. I do not want to feel any pain. Continuing to breathe, breathing into any sensation, allowing every exhale to lead you into relaxation, softening. Taking a long, slow, deep breath in. Allowing your body to completely soften on the exhale. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. We'll return the right sole of our foot to the mat. And from here, just digging our elbows, bring them back down along the side of us, digging our elbows into the mat, and then using our hands to push ourselves up. We'll just rotate onto that right hip so we can bring this foot forward. Maybe just a little windshield wiper. And then taking it to the other side. So again, we're going to bring that right foot right alongside our hip. So we're not sitting on it. It's next to us. You might want to pull the calf muscle out of the way. From there, we're just going to take the version that feels right. So you can begin by just easing down. You could stay in that seated position, of course. Maybe using the bolster behind you so you can relax. Or walking your elbows out so you can come down onto your back. And if you were holding opposite elbows, try to hold it in the opposite configuration. Again, if you're not feeling sensation here, you can push into that left foot and then just kind of bring your bottom towards your knee, towards the front of the mat. Set your bottom back down, and then maybe taking that left ankle on top of the right knee. And just relaxing. Breathing into any sensation. Using the exhale to soften that area. Again, this is a 3-minute pose. Just relax. And let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. Allowing our bodies to surrender to the mat on the exhale. Another deep breath in. And gently let that go. Taking that left leg off and bringing our elbows back down if they were above your head. Pushing your elbows into the mat and then pushing up with your hands. Again, untucking by rolling onto that left hip a bit. And then when windshield wipe side to side. And from here, you may want your block. So what we're going to do is I'm giving you some options. So we're going to be coming into like a half hero squat. So you could have your toes flat, sitting on that foot, and then allowing your spine to be tall. Another option here would be to tuck those toes again. But if tucking in was a lot the first time, you could always bring a block under the other sit bone just as support. So it is much more intense to have your toes tucked, but it's also focusing all of that on that one foot. So experiment with what you think feels good for you. I think I'm going to stay right the way I am. And we are going to hold this pose 3 minutes on each side. And you can close your eyes. Just breathe. Connecting with what you feel. Remember, it's never too late to change. So if you decide you don't want to tuck your toes, untuck them. If having them untucked is still too much, you can use the block. You could always add in a blanket. In our stillness for yin, we begin to listen to what the body's telling us. Sometimes it's just a subtle hint on posture and alignment. Other times the body's asking to back off. Sometimes the body asks for more. And we listen. We'll take a long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. See if you can soften a little. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently release. And just coming forward, and kind of like we did with the toes, if you want to tap your toes a minute. All right, and then coming to the other side. So again, you can sit with your you can have your toes flat, so half hero pose. You could tuck the toes and widen your stance a little bit. And you can add the block. So coming down a little further, toes tucked. And just breathe. And nice tall spine, shoulders relaxing away from your ears. Softening your body in any way you can. Sometimes we need to start with our face. Softening our jaw and our eyes. Letting that melt down into our shoulders. Just breathe. Breathing into any sensation and softening that area on the exhale. Giving yourself permission to adjust with intention if it becomes too much or if it's not enough. And taking a long, slow, deep breath in. Allowing your body to soften on the exhale. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. And setting your block completely aside, we're going to be coming into our waterfall pose. So having your bolster ready, as you come onto your back, you can just lift your bottom and put the bolster right under your sacrum. And from there, just bringing your feet up into the air. And this will be a yin pose. And see if you can find that spot where there's nothing to hold. You might feel some gentle motion, but it's steady. Find your breath. And just surrender. With every inhale, you feel the cool air coming in through your nostrils. And every exhale, that air has been transformed into warmness as it leaves. In such a short amount of time, it's a completely different breath. If you've lost connection with your breath, come back to that inhale. Feel the cool air moving past your nostrils, down your throat, into your lungs, down into your belly. Allow it to float there for a moment. And then watch it as you exhale, you release that air back up your airways, out your nostrils, out into the world around you. Maintain this connection with your breath. Become your breath. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then we'll take a long, slow, deep breath in. And soften a little bit more on the exhale. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently release it. Bending your knees and bringing your feet back down onto the mat. Notice the sensations in your feet as you lift your hips and take the bolster out. We're actually going to roll to the side and come up. And put the bolster behind us as we come into our reclined butterflies. So bringing your feet together. A little gap between your bottom and the bolster as you lean back. And just surrender here. You can adjust how far away your feet are. If the sensation you have is too deep, you could always have some blocks or blankets that you put underneath your knees. A lot of times moving your feet away has a similar effect. And again, find that breath. Just breathe. And take a long, slow, deep breath in. And just soften on that exhale. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And just allow your whole body to be heavy as you release that breath. And when you're ready, we'll bring our knees together, roll onto one side, and we'll take the bolster away. And we'll come to lay on our backs again. So let's take our right leg over the left. And if you can, tuck your foot under your ankle into this eagle position. Arms out to the side. And then allowing your knees to fall forward. Now, if it's too far, you could use the bolster or a block to support your knee. So in this position, arms are stretched out in the T. That right shoulder should be grounded. If it's not grounded, you could put a blanket underneath there, but also propping up your knee is going to allow that shoulder to come down onto the mat. And your gaze can be up to the ceiling, or you can take your gaze to that right hand. And continue to breathe. Breathing into any sensation. Allowing every exhale to be an invitation to let go a little more. Keep breathing. And take a long, slow, deep breath in. See if you can soften a little more on the exhale. Another long, slow, deep breath in. Allow your body to be so heavy. When you're ready, you can bring your gaze back up to the ceiling, slowly bringing your knees back up to center, unwinding your legs. Maybe bringing your knees to your chest with a rock side to side. And allowing your feet to come down to the mat. We'll take the left leg over the right, tucking the left toes around that right ankle. Arms out to a T, and maybe having your block handy, just in case you want it, as you drop your knees down to the right side. So if you feel your right shoulder coming up, then you can just tuck that block under your knees, using whatever height feels right for you. Gaze can be up to the ceiling, or you can take your gaze to your left fingertips. And just allow your body to be so heavy here. Connect with your breath. Allowing your inhale to move into wherever you feel sensation. And the exhale is an invitation to just soften, to let go. Every breath nudging you in the right direction. Just breathe. And take a long, slow, deep breath in. And allow your body to be so heavy on the exhale, sinking down into the mat. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. And when you're ready, bring your gaze back up to the ceiling and slowly bringing your knees back up to center. Again, we'll bring our knees into our chest. And a little hug, maybe a rock side to side. And come into our last pose before our Shavasana. So we're going to reach between our legs to come into a happy baby. So grabbing onto the outer blades of your feet, just under the balls of your feet. And from here, maybe finding some gentle motion or stillness, whatever feels good. Shoulders are relaxed. Knees are being pulled down by gravity. You can extend your tailbone towards the front of your mat. Just breathe. Allow that inhale to move right into where you're feeling sensation. And allow the exhale to just soften that area. Allow your face to be relaxed. Your back and your shoulders are relaxed. Just let go. And we'll take a long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. One more deep breath in. And deepen and soften just a little bit more. When you're ready, bring your feet together and meeting me in Shavasana. So extending your legs down to the bottom of your mat. Arms are at your side, palms up. And just allow your body to be so heavy here. Maybe tucking your shoulder blades under your back. Beginning to notice every point that's touching the floor. Maybe becoming aware of the energy we've moved in our practice, awakened, flowed. And coming in touch with your breath. Just noticing. It's our anchor to peace. This breath we can always come back to. That leads us on the path inward. allowing your body to be heavy, and just observing your breath, your body, your mind. Not engaging with, just observing. And when you're ready, you can start deepening your breath, slowly feeling your diaphragm expanding a little deeper. Feeling that motion spreading throughout your body. Maybe bringing some gentle motion to your fingers and your toes. Maybe rocking your arms and legs side to side, head side to side. And when you feel ready, bending your knees and bringing the soles of your feet to the mat. And rolling onto a comfortable side, maybe using your arm as a pillow. Taking a few breaths here. Just notice what you notice. And when you're ready, maybe leaving your eyes softened or your eyes closed, coming up into a comfortable seated position. With a nice tall spine. Feeling your sit bones ground into the mat. Bringing some awareness to your feet. And although we may have tired feet or sore feet, that our feet are connected to the rest of our body, and how we move our body and hold our body will affect our feet. So bringing nourishment to your motions, to the foods you eat, allowing that to flow to your body, in your feet. Just approaching your body with love and kindness. Let's put our hands on our heart. Put your palm flat right onto your heart. Your other hand on top. Notice your heartbeat. Feeling your chest and your belly move as you breathe. Know that with every breath, nutrients are getting pumped by your heart to every cell in your body, including your feet. So let's set the intention of nurturing our feet from here on out, even if just for today. Today's intention is love for our feet. Bringing your hands into prayer and bowing your head to your heart. Thank yourself for showing up today and blessing your feet with some love and kindness. I thank you for showing up today. Namaste.